Morning, everyone. So I'm just back from a quick run with the dog. It's really important at the moment to stay active and get out in the fresh air. And also for my little beagle, it's really important that I just maintain sense of normality for her. So we did a beagle pace run this morning in the glorious spring morning. One thing that it's important if you're an athlete at the moment is not taking all the stress of what's going on right now in our world into your training too much, because it's really important that we avoid overtraining or doing too many long or intense training sessions. We're going to need our immune systems at some point, so I suggest maybe creating a little bit of a shift in mindset from training to exercise, and kind of punishing or going too hard or hero training into more play and fun. If you live somewhere that there's a lot more people, maybe think about taking your training into slightly quieter areas. It's also going to give you a little bit of a mental timeout. I think the irony of all this right now is that most of us probably aren't going to be racing this year. So maybe we need to just focus on creating some different goals. Maybe looking at doing a little bit of a SWOT analysis. Could we do a little bit more strength conditioning, yoga, Pilates, bodyweight exercises at home, and just enjoy nature. Try and practice a bit more mindfulness and peace and calm in your training. Look, trust your guts. I'm a big believer that everybody knows what's best for them. And for me, I've been pretty tired recently with just sensing and feeling so much that's going on, and my intuition's telling me that I need to slow down, which I realised is a bit of a challenge. Even on the bike yesterday, I felt like I had to be somewhere, and then when I tried to practice being in the moment, I then started to think about, what pace am I going? What's my heart rate? And all of that nonsense, even though I hadn't been outdoors on my bike in months, because I've been patiently healing an injury. So yeah, there's my challenge. But today, just really quick, going to talk about food that could be really helpful for us right now. I always have a stock of beans and lentils in the fridge, the pantry. But about a month ago, I just had a feeling that it would be a good thing to get a little bit more in. Just facing everything that we are. These are fantastic foods because obviously they store dry, and you'll get a lot out of the dried beans and lentils. Cans are an option too. They're not going to go quite the distance. If you're unfamiliar with dried beans, maybe now is the time to challenge yourself with learning a new cooking skill, because honestly you get a lot more bang for your buck out of these. These will do a lot of meals. There's lots of different beans and lentils. The ones I tend to like, these are mung beans. They've got a lovely sweet flavour. They cook quite quickly. They make a delicious Thai curry. Then we have our red lentils. There's lots of different types of lentils. At the moment I have red lentils and poi lentils, which are also called green speckled lentils, and you can get black turtle, I think they're black turtle or black beluga lentils, brown lentils, orangey lentils. These ones tend to go a bit mushier, but they do make a delicious curry, or if you want to go 50-50 with lentils and a minced meat, you can do that. These ones have a bit more bite to them, the green speckled or poi lentils, which just creates a bit more texture. Then you have what most of you will be familiar with, which is your red kidney beans. Again, great for chili con carnes and things like that. And then the other ones that I absolutely love are black soya beans. Now, beans and lentils are a source of protein, but they're not as rich in protein as, for example, your meats or poultries or fish. They're sort of a 50-50 split in protein and carbohydrate, apart from soya beans. Soya beans are a very high protein bean. These are black soya beans. So you know the way everyone will tell you to have your colourful, eat the rainbow fruit and veggies? Well, in a wondrous way, the colour pigment just across all the natural foods contains those same antioxidant compounds. So getting your black colour beans, your reds, your oranges, your greens, you're getting a different nutrition profile from these, and particularly the red, black, purpley type color ones will be rich in anthocyanidins, so they're adding a bit more nutrition to our diet. There's chickpeas, there's black-eyed beans, there's a heap. It's just finding what you like. So I buy them in bulk. What I will do is I will soak them overnight and then cook them up. You don't need to add anything to them when they're cooking. Just change the water after soaking, add new water, boil them up for... Now, I would suggest going on Google just to get the cooking guidelines, because with some of them we need to boil them initially to reduce some compounds that in there that aren't really great for us. If I say toxin, it sounds a bit dramatic, but we do need to boil them for a certain amount of time and then let them simmer, and the cooking time between different beans is going to vary. Don't put any salt in, don't put in any tomato based or other things in there. They'll cook much more efficiently if we just do plain water. I think some people suggest putting in a pinch of bicarb in there as well, but I just cook them plain, then drain them, and then I'll use them in my dishes, or I'll boil them, cook them half of the way, and then finish them off in the curry or casserole or different thing that I'm cooking. Now, what you can do if you've cooked a load of them is freeze some of them and then knock them out of the freezer like you would frozen peas into the dishes that you're cooking. So dishes that taste good, you've got your curries, your casseroles, your Thai curries, sort of anything, that's a tomatoey or coconut base tends to taste absolutely delicious with your beans. Italian type dishes would taste great as well. You'll get a lot of servings out of them, so you can freeze extra for later. But also things like bean burgers are absolutely delicious and really handy for children. They might sort of pick them up because they will, if you get a good recipe, and there's one that I've shared around on Instagram quite a lot for a black bean burger, but I've used loads of different types of beans, lentils, but especially the black soya beans taste delicious. But they're a real kind of bitey burger, so for children they can almost pick them up and eat them as a snack, or maybe put a little bit of cheese on them. And they freeze really well, and they're handy just for a quick snack or lunch also. But yeah, great food because we can keep it stored up at the moment. Ordering like a small stock, I wouldn't consider what I have here hoarding. It's not much more than what I would get and go through in 6 months. I tend to buy online because I'll just get a bigger quantity. I don't really want smaller bags than this, but yeah, they'll go the distance. So like I said, good source of protein, but they also contain some nutrients that can be lacking in a diet that doesn't have beans and lentils. What I found from when I used to do food diary analysis was a couple of servings of beans or lentils a week tend to bring up the specific nutrients, especially molybdenum, that would be lacking in the diet. They're very helpful for folate, for B vitamins. Some of them contain iron, phosphorus, and potassium. So that they're a good nutrient source, and because there's so much variety of the different types of beans, you can get nice variety in your diet. So balance that out with your other protein sources during the week. So yeah, give your beans and lentils a go. Otherwise, take care of yourself. Get out in the fresh air today. If you're in Ireland, it's a glorious spring morning. Just see if you can notice the primroses and the daffodils and the blackthorn, which is starting to come out, and the birds are starting to chase one another. A little bit lovey-dovey out there at the moment. So, there's hope. It feels good. Chat to you later. Bye.